What's up, y'all? It's me, Tasha C, and in this particular video I will be reviewing Love and Hip Hop Season 1 Episode 3. And shout out to my YouTube fam, including my subscribers, as my reporters. And like and share this video, and don't forget to subscribe if you're not a subscriber yet. Okay, y'all, let's get into it. Now, y'all know I go by characters. If y'all don't already know, I don't usually go in sequence and stuff unless I take notes. And you know my hard-headed tail don't usually take notes, so let's go. First, let's get the Nia and Soulja Boy situation out of the way. Even though they got an argument and he went back to go and rehearse his song, she is in the bed with him. I mean, she's close, whatever, but it looked like, you know, they were not playing Scrabble or Monopoly in that, probably that bed, whatever, probably early that day. So obviously, even though they're mad, she still either is visiting, or, you know, has moved in with her, but they didn't say that yet, you know, or she just, you know, just whatever, chilling. So the next other scene that we see you know, she got her sister with her. They're about to go to Soulja Boy's house, and the surprise is she's supposed to watch the baby because, you know, Soulja Boy's birthday. They all three of them come in the house. Obviously, I think Nia don't she have a key, or the door. She told her, you know, the keys under, you know, the porch, a porch rug thing, jig with a mat, whatever, and probably, I mean, that's not part of what it said, but I'm just saying, you know, whatever, because it's like she just went in. It's Soulja Boy, probably, you know, rehearsing some of the songs that he was popular with and came out with. And you see people all, you know, dancing around there. You know, I think a couple people with red cups, if you know what it means, what's in them red cups. And she's just like, all this smoking on, because, you know, she can't just flat just say smoking weed, because she keeps saying smoking. So, you know, the average viewer can either think maybe she's talking about cigarettes, which still, you know, even if you're smoking or whatever, you still don't want to be doing it all, I mean, getting the babies all in here and stuff like that, and, you know, all in here. And either weed, you know. So she asks us to take the baby back in the car, and she just like, you know, disgusted with this. So she talks to Soulja Boy again. Soulja Boy's like, this is my birthday in the confessionals. It's my birthday. I mean, I didn't know. It was a surprise party. And then I'm thinking, like, since it's a surprise party, it didn't have nothing to her, even though she was surprising her own self. Only question I have is, like, is it one of his friends was staying over in the guest room and had a couple people extra over? Because if he's saying surprise party, was it somebody? Okay, never mind. I'm just saying. So, again, you know, Nia she's been on and off with him for 8 years, knew him 8 years. And, you know, Soulja Boy, you know, let's look at the name here. His name is still Boy at the end, you know. And he's only 23. And most 23-year-olds are still trying to find themselves, okay? So, for her to want him to do so much and just change him, I know they in the first thing together, like, you know, he gonna do better, gonna do right. And now again, it's just like, you know, leaves all, because he's just like this. You know, when she's talking about she's just sick and tired, you know, one of them type of speeches, he's basically like this, you know, go away, not negative, not Nia, whatever, you know, your negative energy. I was surprised he didn't say y'all, bitch, y'all, or something, but he really, you know, like I said, it's not surprising with his response. So anyways, really.
Call from cellular call.
I'll be back, y'all. Sorry about that, y'all. I thought maybe it was somebody calling me cell phone. You know, it was voting season and stuff, so them automatic messages. Anyways, let's get back to everything. Now, after, you know, basically that couple, let's get into the Omarion mom situation with April. Now, this intertwines a little bit with Fizz, also known as Drew, situation with his baby mama, I like to call Mo, or I think her name is Moniece, or am I saying it correctly? I'm just calling her Mo. But, you know, they meet up with Fizz and Amanda, which, my bad, y'all, kept calling her April, because it was too many damn characters we got used to. Like I said, it's about at least 30 people in this damn cast, okay? And, you know, they sitting there, and, you know, like I said, April knows Mo, you know, no previous. So even though it's like, you know, the thing is, you know, she cool with her, but she also knows some of her flaws can get out of hand, you know what I mean? So they're talking, and Fizz, you know, we find out after Amanda, because Amanda was the last one to be at the table, you know, Fizz is talking to Omarion and April for a minute, blah, 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 chatting about, because they're about to hear about what Mo had said to Amanda, which, you know, crossed the line as far as extreme, even down to being, you know, actually, you know, kind of like, you know, going to, you know, just, like I said, she crossed the line so many ways, even especially with that during, you know, trying to fuck for a green card type of thing, and threatening to scratch her, rip her face off and shit, and make her put lotion in the basket, or whatever else the fuck she was talking about. So when Amanda comes there, he's all like, well, how come I haven't seen you or heard you, like in the last 2 days? She's like, I've been at work, and he already knows, her work schedule and stuff. But ever since, she went to go see Mo with him, because that's where someone was talking about how, I think, remember they were talking about the Mo incident, she went to go see her. And so when Amanda just, went outline bulletin, April says, even though she knows Mo, she ain't gonna be, just instantly just jump Amanda's side with the baby mama bashing type of thing. So, but when Amanda brought up about everything down to, her talking about, wanted to, basically for her to report to her, everything, blah, 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 and saying that, that, you just worry about fucking him and all this other stuff, and I think the green card comes something like that, and then it just started to the stream. So now Fizz realized that he has to go ahead and talk to Mo, because that's really what he did in the first place, instead of just like feeling, or really not even really going to talk to man. Her pretensions was, for what I'm starting to gather, it was to at least verbally attack her. So anyways, let's just go and put this intertwined together, because they kind of the same thing. Okay, Fizz does finally meet with Mo, right? And, he's just talking about, how, basically I know, because we all know, even though Amanda didn't have to meet up with Mo, Mo was the one who reached out to her and talked to her, to her, right? And so afterwards, we see that, Mo, like I said, we see that he talks to her. And again, this is the whole thing about being contributed. Like, she's like this, I don't know where you stay at, and stuff like that. Fizz was letting him know, like, of course you wouldn't know, consider you originally had a restraining order on your ass. You damn sure wouldn't know that. But at the same time, he's saying, like, you need to get yourself together. I'm not trying to put you down, motivate you to do right, to do better, for your son and everything else. And I could have sworn he said something about, here she keeps, talking about, I'm struggling, blah, blah, blah. I do want to be around my son, woo, woo, woo. But at the same time, he was pointing at his shoes. Now, they weren't red bottoms, but they did do a close-up on him. And he was saying, like, but, here you talking about you struggle, all this other stuff, but you got time, basically. I think he was saying something along the lines like, buying shoes. Leave in the comments box, y'all, if y'all already seen this episode, and if he was saying, referring like, okay, you always, because she do be looking nice in her confessionals and stuff like that, you fake till you make it too, but I'm just saying this, it makes it seem, at least based on the show, a lot of people think like, that you are more focused on yourself than your child. And so when she just started crying or trying to cry, and her foundation still stayed in place if she had anything on, but I didn't see any tears, but her voice just started, and I just met my child, and I'm going through so much and stuff, but there ain't no tears, and it ain't no tears, but I'm going through all this stuff. It's just looking like this, because they were meeting again in another studio, maybe look like in the den, living room type area, or whatever. And he just kind of just like, I could be playing Candy Crush right now, that new game that came out, Farm Saga Heroes or whatever it's called, stuff like that. He just had other shit to do. And it kind of just ended, still know that he's basically like this. When she gets herself together, saying she got a roommate, he has to approve of who that is. But it could be also said to be, or just being something, Mo be on some stupid shit. We also can look at it this way. Like, okay then, Fizz, I understand being concerned about the environment your son is in. But at the same time, it could be somewhat said about, of course she needs, at least one time, it's been 2 years the girl has been in his life, but whatever, he's still talking me about. So it's just one of those things is, we'll just see as develop, continues throughout the show, about how the situation is going. And, maybe Mo will get herself together, and stuff like that, as far as it's situated, to be around her son's life more. Okay. And, her and Fizz could be in a better understanding, better place. So, anyways, that's that situation. Now, Omarion and April, the beginning of the show, or their first, scene together, Omarion's up here doing this, his moves he's known for, his practices. He about to do the tour, which, no offense, y'all, but I'm starting to listen to, the regular radio back again, and even just, watching, YouTube and everything else, and I didn't know Omarion was on tour again, and because, it's been a minute real talk since he even had, an album, you know, like a retail album. I think the last one was not Illusion. Wasn't that his last retail album? And I mean, he has a couple hits, you know, with Maybach music and stuff like that. You know, as far as a couple, you know, them last self-made or whatever, you know, them like them soundtracks or whatever they got, you know, like the well, y'all probably know. Anyway, I'm just saying, when it's talking about tour, not to say, you know, he's still not a man, whatever, but I'm kind of like, is he touring with Maybach? Okay, let me stop. But anyways, April just, you know, still kind of bothered. Here she is. She tried to reach out to Omarion's mom, and Omarion's mom, you know, wants, if she could, wants to cut the bitch, but she can't. Seems to be attitude. So, you know, April's just like, you know, here she tried her best, you know, reached out to Olive Branch, and here his mom had a problem. There has to be some solution to this. And, you know, it's like, okay, Mark, you know, and we all know her problem stands for, like, she feels like, in a way, she's putting the blame on April, but, you know, here she feels like financially and mentally, physical wise, that April is taking her son away just because she's about, you know, to, you know, give birth, you know, she's, you know, and they're becoming, you know, a family. So she feels some type of way. And Omarion is finally saying, oh, we're going to have to talk this out, and we're going to try to work this out or whatever, I guess. So later on, they do go to see the mom at her house. And here's the whole thing, is still kind of making it seem like when she's even someone talking to April and talking to Omarion, because she's claimed that Omarion don't financially help her like you, still don't help her too much no more. And Marion's sitting there looking like, who is she talking to? Is she talking to a shadow? Who is she talking to? You know, he just had that look on his face, and he was saying confession, like, you know, you hate how you do. He even said you hate how sometimes you do stuff for people and they feel obligated or they don't appreciate and stuff like that. So it's the same thing as say that he goes and like I said, he goes and, you know, is still talking with. Then he's like, even April's just like saying how she's just trying to work it out, because, you know, he is about to go on tour, and the problem is, it was in between both of those scenes, is he's going to tour, and here she should be able to, especially the time she's about to have and pop off first child, and, you know, and stuff like that. You know, I don't know if April's family lives in Cali, but at the same time, it's kind of like, you know, this is a time where you would think Omarion Smile would be around. This is his first child, okay? And, you know, you would think they'll get along, because it's really, she has no legitimate reason, based on what I'm hearing, to dislike April. But then she had to remind both of them, like, you know, she's sick and she's old. And I'm thinking, like, that's kind of bad to be saying about yourself, because even April said she's only in her 40s. Is that old? Really? You know, we could send her as some nurses and ain't got to worry about it. Well, I mean, that's really what April was saying. I'm paraphrasing it. So she goes ahead and, you know, like I said, she was talking. And then, you know, it was just like, you know, they just talking back and forth. And in between the conversation, she said she let her know, like, you know, I don't like you, you know. And they kind of just cut it off right there. You know, we didn't see him the rest of the episode, I don't think. And, you know, and it's just, you know, because in the confessionals, Leslie, I think, you know, Mama Leslie, is still sitting up there and is trying to say the reason why Omari is not helping her, Little not helping her financially anymore, is this. And she already had to remind April, like, you know, I was here first, you will never replace me. And April's, you know, like, okay, I understand that you're his mom, you know, type of thing, but it's like, you would never replace me and stuff like that, blah, 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 type of thing. Anyway, so, yeah, because, I mean, Leslie is starting to appear, I mean, we gonna say rhyme with witch, and we'll leave it as that. Okay, next thing that started out, because there's nothing too much here. Let's get in this Nikki situation / I think Maul and Makisha. She was in the beginning scene when they were at the tattoo parlor thing. Now we see her a little bit again, and she happens to be Marma again. Now he's telling her basically, like, you know, I'm just, you know, like, I'm feeling you, we ain't committed, but it might get that way and stuff like that. You know, because they condo shopping, you know, you notice how they zoom in the price tag. I think it was about $5,500 and stuff, like, we really care. And at the same time, you know, he's basically saying, like, I'm feeling you, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, it may potentially become serious to the point, like, you're going to be my girl. That's what he's put in her head. And she's just like this. She, you know, I think she was even telling confessionals, like, you know, I'm not used to being in a relation, blah, blah, blah. But she just feels like this is the one, or at least one right now, whatever's going on. And whatever, you know. Then he goes to meet Nikki, baby, in her only scene. Which, you know, starting to notice, like everybody else is saying, like, you tell, like, there's possibly some work being done on the face, body wise. Maybe it just might be some enhancements, and she feels, see, first of all, she, wanted to confront Maul about, all, I don't know, is he, I think he still is Kelly, right, that everybody's showing her pictures about this girl, everybody's, about Instagram and everything, and who is this, but she keeps calling the girl a slut as if Maul didn't have anything to do with it, but he just running so good, because she is her head things, because he gave her a promise ring, and when they broke up, they were still technically together, you get what I'm saying, because she's blaming it all on the girl. And he's like this. He met this, basically, she's nothing but a bird. Probably pigeon. And, she was basically pitching in and out, if you know what I mean. Because she was saying, well, yeah, I had sex. And, also, like I said, some people don't count oral sex as actual sexual activity. But okay. Or full sex activity. But it is called oral sex. But you get what I'm saying. Like, that, But he's basically saying that's all that occurred. He only messed for about 3 weeks. She was trying to just get up in the music business, blah, blah, blah. But she ain't stuff. Well, we gonna work. We probably gonna work with each other, blah, blah, blah. And, Nikki's like, I knew that stuff, blah, put your stuff, she just all happy just to hear this stuff. And that's that. So, but we'll see in the next episode how this really goes down, okay? But it's just like, all he did was just basically say some stuff that is kind of like, I don't know how old Nikki is, but it's kind of like, you kind of have to wonder, maybe that dude must be good at what he does, if you know what I mean. Because, Nikki comes from money and stuff like that. And the other girl is not. But, you're just saying this. It's like, the game that he's spitting, we can easily see. It's like, okay, this is bullshit, but okay. Oh, alright, whatever. But, alright, let's get off that situation. Now, the last situation kind of deals with the Ray J / Hazel E. And Morgan, for once, was only one scene this episode. So, we going back to the rewinding somewhat. They picked up where they left off, of course, with Tiara and me. I guess it's always going to be the last scene or something with her. When Ray J's, I'm just going to call him, ain't that Brandy's brother? Because, he's starting to get my goddamn nerves. He been for a minute, but goddamn. So, he comes, like I said, drops this box. Which, we seen from the outside in with him bringing the box. Which I don't know if somebody, producers or Instagram had to come there. And he bring our clothes, which first, remember, he claimed, like, his girlfriend, Princess, who, well, damn sure wasn't acting like one. I like to say Rat Pack, okay, heifer, because I was really petty of what she did. Now, even though Tiara was turned up, and, she probably was ready, could have went either way, whatever, technically, Princess was the one who did kind of start that. She the one who came with the Vagisil, BB cream photos, and came over there with that thing, and the girl, because she even told her, come to think about it, was like, excuse me, sweetie, this ain't have nothing to do with you, because she pulled your wager out the side. Ray just made it seem like the girl threw out the stuff, and he got her dirty clothes. Then he got to say, there's your Vagisil creams, and blah, 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 and all this other stuff trying to bear. So, of course, Jeremy pushes him like this. She started throwing everything that could possibly, hopefully, give him a minor concussion. And then even Hazel, because, already they were arguing, but even Hazel was like, like this, like, gone or whatever. I don't know what she was doing. I just seen hair in the back and just arm movements. Then y'all just see them in arm movements, but then eventually Ray just looked left, but, Cherry was still trying to throw stuff at his ass. Okay, and it kind of ended that way. Now, another scene, Morgan ends up meeting Ray J at the hookah club. Now, Morgan's like this. Even her and Tiara and me are not like this anymore, stuff like that. That was really childish and petty for Ray J, which it was for him to do that to Tiara and me. Because, Ray J's, mind thinking, or he okay, not today, y'all. What I'm saying is that he feels like basically he has the right to disrespect Tiara and me because he has stopped this phenomenal possible party for his website, and she disrespected his girl, and she started everything. And even Morgan thought that she has, was trying to say she started. Because Morgan was like this, that was really petty of what he did. Which it was. And, Ray J feels some type of way because feels like she's taking a terrorist side, but actually surprised Morgan for that minute was like, no, motherfucker, you sitting here being petty, doing stuff, which they don't need to be around China anyway. Even if Cherry has started a fight, then you bite her ass and you already said that she be up there, used to be, probably, smack handing you in the face after she, down at, 5 Patron shots straight. I'm just saying, you the one who just said this shit. You sitting up here acting like to a certain degree you were at fault that this situation that happened in the first place. So he got nerves audacity, y'all. I wish it could have been somebody in the restaurant would have got his ass, sat there and be like, okay, estimate or something, or would have, kept it because it was reserved for the spot. And then he got mad, and then the hookah piece is sitting there, and there's some ash or something on when he get a stand up because he had some drinks too. So maybe that's what they had in common. Now maybe they might have been in the club near the bar area. Okay, I'm just saying because he turned up. He stand on top of the sitting area and stuff like that. The seats, and there's a big ass hole I could have sworn that was burning on the seats and stuff. Morgan's like you might as well get your credit card out to pay for that and stuff like that. Okay, but he's like either you lower to her or you lower to me and stuff. You got my back. You got my back. You got my back. And then she's like, I have yours, so it just ended that way. But, I'm sorry. It just seemed like they made it seem like the Ed and he just like, did he just, they made it seem like, okay, he just burned the couch and that's just nothing just because, there's cameras there and he's somewhat still, I guess, famous. But, yeah, I mean, in real life, it wouldn't have went down that way, okay? Okay. So, anyways, this last couple parts was Hazel E in the middle of the episode goes to visit Tiara Reid. Tiara Reid is singing in the booth, whatever. I think this is in between where she goes to see her right before or right after. She goes to get a, mani pedicure, and she asked one of her friends, Jazzy was even at the party where, Princess did her, I'm going to start shit and stuff, whatever, with Tiara. And they're all talking about Tiara. It just seems like she's turning them up. It's like she has a real problem with alcoholism. And Hazel still feels some type of way how Tiara Reid was coming at her, at her so-called tattoo party. And so when she goes sees her in the studio, she Terry does have a nice voice, but it is kind of strange that she has a nice singing voice. She's a pretty younger. I don't know how old she is, but I'm saying is that it's I don't know, but. That doesn't mean just because you have talent, you're always going to go hard. But it's just saying she was originally, through Def Jam, I think. Wasn't it through Rock Nation, though? Also, but Def Jam through Rock Nation, she was originally under there and stuff. But I don't know. It is question mark. But, Hazel just said, like, she still feels some type of upset about, Tiara Reid not, thinking about her feelings when it talks about the Young Bird situation. Now, this is when it's just like you got to shake your head moment. Because honestly, Tiara Reid sometimes it's turned up and everything, but she is trying to tell her the truth about, Young Bird, you could do better than Young Bird, okay? Because Hazel was basically like this. One minute, y'all, she says, we ain't got no labels. But the next minute she's saying, I'm his bitch. Which, I mean, there are some women who say bitch, like a regular term. And I usually don't like saying bitch, as a compliment, you know what I mean? But you just say you're no labels, but you say, I'm his bitch. And I don't know. Okay, you said no label, so that means, y'all, we just already flow with the flow, and you label yourself as a bitch, and that's supposed to be your compliment, so okay, good, 2 fortune cookies for you, and so, I mean, and a golden star, but I'm just saying that she really was proud to say that, knowing damn well, like, okay, he basically just called you on Thursday nights, okay, probably around, 10 p.m. or something. It's just, she just had got upset, so they're going back and forth, and Hazel's like, I'm sick and tired of this, blah, 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 and I think she kind of walks off and leaves, because she's still upset and just thinking like Tiara Reid is coming from a place of like, some spite from the hate. Both of them have, even though Tiara Reid was claiming Reid, Rachel, and her were going together, it's just that both, like I said, Tiara Reid was kind of trying to say in a way like, okay, you make it about you, but you don't have a relationship with this dude at all, okay? But, whatever. So, in the later scene, the last scene, I think, we got Hazel E, we got Tiara, she's been staying with Tiara Reid, like I said, for 2 years. Tiara Reid must be come back from house and shit. And she's packing up her stuff, and she's leaving. And she sneaks in on cue. Tiara Reid comes out, and, out of the, I guess, SUV big or whatever that's driving around. And, she's modeling, I'm surprised she didn't take another selfie before she came out of the car. And, she see Hazel E, she's moving the stuff by herself. There ain't no movers, nothing with her. I guess she's going to drive you all to wherever she got, because she said she got a new place. And just so quickly, she just was saying, you know, we need to talk. And I saw, you know, basically move because, you know, it's just too much now. You know, of course, her guy be like, okay, well, get your shit and you can move then. You're from blah, blah, blah. Even though she just finished putting the last box, she got the U.S. truck and she's closing, and you kind of pulled up at her. She was finishing packing and stuff, but okay. So it goes back and forth, like, see, you just treat me type of way. Tiara was saying, like, basically, Hazel E, based on what she was saying, never really paid little to minimum rent at all. Or, you know, didn't pay the half at least. So, anyways, after that, you know, they just going back and forth, and it gets to the point she calling her fraud, and she, you know, Hazel was like, whatever, you want to do something, like said, which nobody did nothing, said, just kept talking. They got Tiara let her know, like, you third grade, you'll still try rap, you have no talent, stuff like that type of thing, because, you know, she was saying she always puts her down, and she let her know, like, hey, well, let me remind you, you know, you ain't got no talent, you're 34 years old, you still trying to do something and it ain't working for, because, no offense, but I never even heard about Hazel E until this show, and I probably would have known about her more when she was a publicist. I mean, people have hobbies or things they want to drive to do, but it's always good to have a plan 3, 4, 5, and 6. So, yeah, I did not know about this Hazel E until this show, and I wish she would darken her hair color. I'm just, I'm saying, that was, yeah, but, you know, that's how it kind of just ended about it. And then, you know, you see when that young bird, I think I got about everything. Yeah. But anyway, y'all pleasant week, pleasant night, pleasant weekend. I definitely see y'all in the next video. All right, take care.